In this video, we're going to run through how to approve timesheets and then export them. So to get started, on a completed timesheet, you'll have the name and signature of the crew member and the name and signature of the master that has signed off that timesheet. So to get started, we need to go ahead and set who should be assigned as that master of the timesheet. So to do that, we'll head to our hours of rest settings, which can be found via the settings cogwheel at the top here, and then by selecting hours. So once we've landed on our hours setting, at the top here, this is where we can set who that master is. So we have two options, which are approver as master and assigned master. So if we select approver as master, whoever goes and approves or signs off that timesheet in the dashboard, it's their name and signature that will be included as the master on the timesheet. Whereas if I select assigned master, I can actually set who I would like to be included as the master, regardless of who has signed off the timesheet in the vessel dashboard. So in this scenario, we would say Becky is the master, and then when we're signing off Becky's timesheet, we can go ahead and choose another person to be the master in that scenario. So in this scenario, we're going to click approver as master, which we find is the default option that most vessels will go with. So now that we've done that, we can head back and approve some timesheets. So to do that, we'll head back to the hours review page, which can be found via the hours tab here. And then we need to go back to a completed month. So I'm in July here, so I'm going to head back to June, where I've got these 3 crew members here at the top whose timesheet are ready to go and approve. Now, if we're missing any information from the crew member in order to sign off their timesheet, we'll let you know what that is. So the 3 things that will be key is whether or not the crew member has completed the month. So you can see in this scenario, Becky on the right here hasn't actually completed the month. These light grey circles indicate that the day has been unentered. So there's that, if we've not got all the hours that we need for the month. There's also if we don't have their signature for their account. So each crew member needs to have a signature associated with their account, which they can do through their app. So we'll notify you if that's the case here. And lastly, if the crew member has not verified their email address. So when crew create their accounts, they'll get an email verification sent through to them, and they can just go and click on that to verify their email address. If they haven't done that, you can also resend that verification email here. So if I tap on this, that will then send an email to this crew member to get them to verify their email account. So once we've got everything that we need, you'll see the buttons here underneath indicate that we can sign off the timesheet. So if I go ahead and select that, what you'll see then is the timesheet has now been approved. So an email will get sent out to the crew member with their completed timesheet with the name and signatures of both the master and their own name and signature as the crew member. And then we'll see here who has approved it, and then who was the master and the date that it was approved underneath here. And if I hover over this information, I can download the timesheet individually here, and I can also remove the master signature, so essentially unsign off the timesheet by clicking this one here as well. So if I click on the download timesheet button, that's just going to download to my personal computer that I'm on now, and it's going to download individually. So if I want to export all of the approved timesheets, what I would then do is just go and make sure that all the timesheets that can be signed off have been signed off. And then I can hit this export all button at the top right here. And what that will do is just wrap up all of the timesheets for the current month, and then it will allow you to export them all in one go. So once they're ready, they'll be found through this exports tab here. So I click on this. This is my exports for June, and then I can go ahead and just download that here. And that's it. We've essentially approved timesheets and exported all timesheets for a month.